Some folks are born with a silver spoon in their hand. Don't they help themselves?
Some folks are born made to wait to fly. Ooh, the red, white, and blue. The red, white, and blue. And when the band plays, hail to the chief, Lord knows they point the cannon at you. Tell them that didn't ain't me.
That's a allusion to tyranny. What did Caesar do when he brought the troops across the Rubicon 2,060-something years ago? He brought his troops into Rome to dominate the Senate. It's all happening. Bloomberg reported several weeks ago that war powers has been declared. Former Fed governor said that the New York Fed is running the Treasury, everything. It's all secret. Trillions missing. Israel is bombarding Gaza. Now, supposedly, rockets have been fired last night to northern Israel out of Lebanon. They're responding. Israel's talking about invading now. China's talking about not buying U.S. debt anymore. Obama's announcing spending our way out of the crises and giving $1 trillion to select cronies. Steve Quayle, I really appreciate you coming on, my friend.
Well, thank you, Alex. I got to tell you something. Your subject matter is so important. I'm going to key off the word mind control. A little over a week ago, someone who works deep in the heart of the underground world of psychological operations for Northcom, I ran into him on the streets of Bozeman. We had a 2-hour talk, and he was convinced that I was the guy that he had to talk to. By the way, a high enough ranking officer, and I've known the guy, so I know why he's not a plant or anything. But Alex, here's the thing: when you tell people that the government loads up boards, whether it's a blog against you, a blog against me, the different message boards out there that are always accusing me or accusing you of trying to get rich at these people's expense, I tell them to go and drop dead. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit more blunt than you are. But what he told me, Alex, is that they are absolutely in control of the airwaves. They plant their people on the boards. Anytime truth comes out, they will either attack the information as being false, they'll attack the messenger as being, only in it for the money. Where the blazes were these people when you know what you've spent over the years and what's been spent on your radio program?
It's targeting the general public that doesn't know what it's like to have, what you do, 10, 20, 30 employees. What I have, 16, 17 employees. They have no idea that I wish I didn't have to spend my time grubbing for the money to fight the New World Order because I'd be more effective. I mean, this takes time. This takes energy. We're on shortwave 9 hours a day. I mean, one of these half-decent prosumer cameras, not even professional cameras, is $6,000. I mean, we need the funds.
Oh, absolutely. But let me get to this because I think this is incredible. He told me the amount of money they're spending, the Defense Department is spending to fund new game development in the virtual world. This is something I don't think people understand. How many young people are enveloped in virtual games, virtual identities, Half-Life, I don't even play these things.
Hey, tens of millions per game. I saw a report 2 weeks ago, never even got to it on air, where the Xbox, the military is using that now as the platform to fly Predator drones, and they want to hire the top-scoring teenagers. Remember the last Starfighter, where the alien force comes and plants the video games in the small...
He shows up in a sports car that's a spacecraft. Yeah, perfect. But that's exactly what
we're not saying aliens are going on. That was Hollywood telling you. Yeah. The military developed these to actually find the best players, and now they admit it that these are real drone attack simulators, and they're going to hire the teenagers to remote pilot the Predators.
Absolutely. When you can set someone into a virtual world, you can divorce them from the real world by entangling everybody in what I would call the mind-controlled psychological operations virtual world. You keep them from the true information, Alex.
And mixing false reality with real reality until nobody even can tell the difference.
But here's the deal. I want everyone to understand. You've been spending a lot of time and effort over the years talking about martial law. So have I. We've been getting all of the hits we've taken, and I don't care about the hits I've taken, but here's what people better understand. On October 7th, we were within 2.5 minutes of going into full-scale martial law. The command and control general that was up as a 5-star general, okay, that whole guy was, he's known on the radio, I know who it is, but it's Lighthouse. When I talked to this gentleman who works deep underground, I asked him, I said to him, who is Lighthouse? He said, that is a command and control authority for martial law. I said, how close were we to martial law? I didn't volunteer the information. He said 2.5 minutes is where the count.
Let me stop you. This is not just Steve Quayle's opinion. Senator Inhofe of Oklahoma is on record on the news saying they were threatened with martial law October 3rd if they didn't pass the banker takeover. That was the receivership of the nation by the foreign banks. We've had 2 other congressmen on, House members, to tell you they were threatened with martial law. And now Bloomberg and AP reported 3 weeks ago. Headline, War Powers Act enacted by Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is now above even the executive.
Absolutely. And what people have got to understand, Alex, is they have, and I'm saying this, as they take in every breath they breathe, I want them to start making a conscious effort to realize that there are people that absolutely cannot wait. This gentleman that told me, high-ranking military officer, said, Steve, he said, the plans for martial law are so off the charts and so horrible. Now, understand, we're not talking about foreign invasion. He said, I'm having really severe problems, and he asked me quite candidly to keep him in prayer. But look, Alex, this is someone that I believe, look, you know how many calls you get. You know the different people that you can count on. You can test the veracity of their information. How many witnesses? The Bible says the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses let every word be established. We get 2,000 or 3,000 witnesses, and you and I are supposedly making this stuff up so we can sell our books. And I got to tell everybody.
Well, Steve, I hope we sell our books to warn people so we can expand and fight this thing. But again, that's the mind game. But the point is, what is our message? What is the information? That's what's key. But I wish our books were selling as much as Harry Potter. We'd have this thing turned around. But let me just finish making this point and backing you up. They are on record. How many years? You've been on here 16, 17 years. Did you say there were quiet preparations for martial law and give the evidence? Now it's all declassified. Now they admit they're going to use foreign troops. Now it's in major publications. Now they're admitting troops on the streets, Marines running checkpoints. This is really happening. So the point is, it all happened.
Absolutely. And not only is it happening, see, it's not enough. Alex, people have got to understand this. I've got to tell this because this is really the thing that's burning in my heart, is you've got to turn off the television, the literal physical television, and you've got to start doing your due diligence and not just listening to Alex Jones or Steve Quayle or Hawk or whoever's out there warning, signing, basically signing our lives saying, look, this is really happening. We're not just telling you this for whatever reasons. By the way, I make no apologies, about having to do what I've got to do. You asked me earlier before we went on the air. I came back on my Monday show because I had turned my show over to 5 different guest hosts. I was trying to turn it over so that, I could give people the best, I guess you'd say, overview of everything going on from 5 different minds instead of mine, okay? Well, I'm back on Monday because, again, I've spent 15 years of my life, close to $500,000 out of my pocket to put, the best program that I can do, to complement all the other programs out there. And quite candidly, as you know, it's tough to get people that will carry your passion, carry your zeal, and carry the warning. And so what I've had to do, basically, and I've decided to do this, is to, in light of this fast-breaking concept that we're soon to be under total global domination, we have to basically speak up, yell, scream, kick, bite, and chew. And
because there may come a time very soon when we're all off the air and unable to do this. We have to prepare as if that's not going to happen, but also prepare for it to happen so that we continue to expand, fight the New World Order, but also make the personal preparations, all of us, to go to the next phase. I mean, Steve, what did you think in the last month when hundreds and hundreds of publications, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times of London, AP, came out and said, okay, there's a world government, it's for your own good, we kept it secret from you, but now it's going to be a world government run by private central banks, and you'll pay carbon taxes for all your activities to us. I mean, that is what we always told people exactly being announced.
Right, and I think some of the people, I'm going to be very kinder and gentler, Steve, I think people better get over their poultry dropping, take another word for poultry dropping, attitude towards what we're telling them. Because, Alex, they're in our face. They don't care anymore. See, that's what people don't understand. They don't care. They don't want to hide it. It's in our face. They're going to do it. But the worst thing is if people don't recognize it and start making moves to protect their family, they're going to get steamrolled by this thing.
Steve Quayle, let's break down from your Pentagon sources. You're right out there by Northcom. Where all this is going.